Okay, you can see from there that I've gotten a bunch of wood putty out on just fine cracks and stuff like that. Not a big deal. Just some places where there were bigger cracks that are filled, and as well as at it, I used a whole bunch of the tub. So hopefully that all dries. In about 3-4 hours. That'll be about 6-7 o'clock at night. Maybe I'll be able to do some of the sanding from there. All depends on the weather though, because when I started there wasn't supposed to be any rain, but it's starting to get a little looking like it's gonna rain here, so that is fun. Hopefully this stuff dries and sets up before it rains. Okay, well, it's next day. It's been about 18 to 20 hours that the putty's been on the wood there. Did have a little bit of a rain late in the afternoon yesterday. Hopefully outside the window where the rain will damage the putty. It seemed okay. I was gonna sand late last night before I went to bed. I didn't. And it rained overnight, so now I've got to let this dry again, slowing me down. I don't have a huge deadline here because we don't have the new gazebo to go up yet, so I can take my time. But yeah. So one of the things about how I'm doing the putty, I'm just doing light coats. There's a few specific holes and a few specific cracks I needed to fill, but which is a lot less than what's on here. A lot of what's on here, there's just little spots where there was minor cracks, little light cracks. Just so I figured, well, I had the putty bucket out, I would get a little bit of everything sanded down smooth afterwards. But the idea being is, yeah, the few big spots that need to actually be fixed, and then a few spots, the rest of it that you see here is really just about getting rid of any places where your feet might get pinched or we could have slivers develop later. So yeah, it'll be just a quick sand later once it dries out enough, and then I'll see if I paint. I have to check the paint. We've got a chance of thunderstorms and rain later today as well, so that's probably going to impact when I can do the painting. So hopefully I can get the first layer of paint down today, but right now I'm not predicting I will. Okay, I think it's dried enough now. We're gonna give this a shot. It's just the sanding thing on a stick. I really don't want to bring out the belt sander. It's more than what I need to do for this, and I don't want to just kind of little palm sander this whole deck. So give this a shot and hopefully this works. With the delay on the camera screen compared to what I'm doing, it's kind of funny. Yeah, it's going not bad. Just a quick sand with the hand. I think I'm about 80 grit. Not trying to get this super smooth, as I said. Just trying to get rid of any place where there's slivers. Fix very specific holes, like say where the old deck had been, the old gazebo had been, where there's some big bolt holes. But yeah, this is going not bad. I was gonna put up the GoPro for a time lapse on this, but I'm gonna be done in about 15 minutes, so I'm not gonna bother. Okay, got it sanded. That didn't take very long at all, really. Just sand with the stick. Would have taken way longer with the belt sander, and definitely way longer with that little palm sander. So that was nice and quick, smooth enough for my purposes for this. I'm gonna get out the hose. I'm gonna rinse it off, let it all dry again, and then I'll have to see if I can paint, depending on the rain. Okay, let's clean this off. Sun's come out a little bit to help. First pass. Alright, so that's all washed. It's all rinsed up. I'm going to let that dry. Hopefully I can do the first coat of paint today. Don't know if I will be able to between the weather and just letting that dry in general. But yeah, so one thing to note is I'm not looking for a perfect surface here. This deck was built in 2005 and it's 2023 now, so it's 18 years old. I'm not going to get this wood perfect without a lot more work than I'm willing to put into it right now. Heavily engineered, working quite well. In fact, this deck has been moved. The year before we put in the pool, the deck had been sitting right there, over the deep end of the pool essentially. But we put it on big rollers, and we moved it across the yard, put it here. It stayed level, strong. It was a well-engineered deck, still going 18 years later, and yeah, it's good. But I don't need it to be perfect. And yeah, once we get it all painted again, put furniture in and rugs and stuff like that, you won't necessarily see the floor anyway. It's just to reduce any risk of splinters and catching your feet and stuff like that. So that is where that is. That's as far as I can go in that step. Okay, I got a window here, hopefully enough to get this paint in before any kind of rain falls. Need 4 hours, 2 hours recoat, 4 hours for dry. But if I don't get a second coat on, hopefully I've got enough time for 4 hours. So we'll pop this paint open, do some of the trimming in the edges of the gaps, and then roll this sucker. Okay, first coat. All looks blue. Ignore the rain spots. Yeah. So, got a little bit of rainfall on me. Not much. But it looks like that's not bad for a first cover. Just really, it sprinkled on me a little bit, so it shouldn't wreck it. Any luck. So, yeah, that'll be good. I'll look tomorrow. We got off and on rain all day tomorrow, so I might not get a second coat on until the day after tomorrow, which will make it Monday. Woo, fun. Okay, it's now Sunday morning. It rained pretty good last night. So far it looks like the paint is held up. There are a couple pock marks, weird discolorations where the rain fell while I was painting. So it kind of messed with the color a little bit. So I'll have to do a second coat, but it's not going to likely happen today. It's too wet for sure, and it's supposed to be kind of rain off and on all day with higher winds. So I'm just going to let this dry and we'll hit a second coat probably tomorrow. So this is Sunday. Tomorrow will probably be when we do the second coat, which will be Monday. Still haven't heard yet on the when the gazebo is going to get here. So we got time, I think, but still want to get this part done. Okay, second coat is on. So yeah, it's all good. This is Monday the 17th at this point. Have heard that we are going to get the gazebo. Get delivered tonight between 5 and 9, so that's coming on soon. This probably will be dry enough to maybe step on, but I wouldn't want to try and build on this tonight, which is good. We got some wind here that maybe I shouldn't be doing panels for the gazebo and catching the wind and sending them flying who knows where. So it'll be not bad. So the trick is this is now done the second coat. Let it dry, let it kind of set in, and then tomorrow we'll be able to do the actual gazebo install. It'll be not bad. My brother's in town and son will be around tomorrow too, so we'll have 3 tall people to put together this gazebo. So that's the intention for tomorrow. Weather should be nicer too, so that should be good. One thing we did do earlier is we tested out, basically we brought all the cushions back out for here and we put on a sail across the top here, and we figured out how to do it. That's what the S-hooks are for. We took it back down because it was getting windy, but just testing it out. So yeah, we can get a kind of a sail across here to get some shade, nice little extra seating area. So the more I think about it, the more we're going to keep this as a pergola, but can't make 100% decision yet until we get the new gazebo up and we see what kind of space we have and what it looks like. So lots of ideas, lots of thoughts, not 100% plan until we get the new gazebo up.